The following segments are pre-recorded and sponsored by Longworth Productions.
Major funding for Triad Today comes from Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina, making healthcare better for all. A call to artists on Triad Today. Hello everyone, I'm Jim Longworth and welcome to another edition of Triad Today, coming to you from the Kernersville Auto Museum. We'll tell you more about the museum later on, and later on is also when the roundtable shows up, and we'll get them into all sorts of controversial topics, so you don't want to miss that. Between now and then, some great topics and great guests telling you some important things that will help us all in helping to improve quality of life in this area. And speaking of that, here's a man who's had a big impact on quality of life and bringing jobs to this area. Our good buddy, Kevin Baker, Executive Director of Piedmont Triad International Airport. Welcome back, sir.
Hey, Jim. How are you?
Good to see you. PTI is now, you sent me this email, that's why I know this. I'm not telepathic or anything. PTI is now accepting submissions for something called the 2026-27 Call to Artists. Tell me what that is and why it's important.
Yeah, so a number of years, probably 10 years ago now, we started an art program where we try to showcase art mainly from local artists, and local gets defined kind of as North Carolina.
Right.
We start in close and then reach out further. And we put that in the terminal, and there's actually a little tour guide, self-guided tour that you can go and you pick it up from our office. You can walk around and understand things about the art, and it's just a really cool way of improving the experience folks have.
Very prestigious and very exciting for the artists to be able to see that in such a well-trafficked area.
It is. It gets them a lot of exposure.
Now, Kevin, who's eligible to submit artwork for this?
Anyone can submit, and the deadline is, I believe, April 20th, and then the selections will be made. We have a art committee that's made up of folks from the entire triad who are bent on arts and very skilled and experienced in the arts, and they'll select the pieces that are going to get put up this year in mid-June. June 12th, I think, is the date. Do
these have to be paintings, or can they be sculptures, or what?
There's all sorts of different art.
Yeah. Are you artistic at all? I never have asked you that before.
Not really.
You're not? I'm not either.
Stick man.
Yeah. That's right. My dad was. I didn't inherit any of that. All right. I want to switch topics for just a second. Once again, PTI is asking the community support the Federal Transportation Security Administration personnel, as we'll call them, the TSA agents. I think it might interesting some people to know that these folks, they don't work for Kevin Baker. They work for the federal government, and they work under Homeland Security, which is not even funded right now. And that's why you're helping out. How are you helping them?
Yeah, these poor folks, they're so dedicated. This is the second time now in, 5 months where there's been a budget shut down on them, basically. And yet they're dedicated. They come to work. They're still doing their jobs, have a happy face on. And
they're still coming and not being paid?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And so this is just one way that we can help support them. And we're asking for the public to drop off gift cards, not cards that are branded to any credit card, but gift cards for like a store or a gas station,
sure,
whatever, in denominations of $20 or less. If somebody wants to give $200, great, but make that $10, $20 cards.
Right.
Because that makes it easier for the supervisors to hand them out.
Yeah, these folks, we think of them as people helping to protect our safety as we get on and off the planes and checking bags and all these important things, and we forget that they're human beings with families, and they need support. All right, let me switch gears one more time and then I'll let you go. I was reading the other day about a new parking program at the airport. I always brag about how easy it is to get in and out of the airport, which has always been true and still is. But now there's some kind of new parking program. What is that all about?
Yeah, so we now have a parking reservation program, which a number of airports have had these for some years, but we're now adding that option. Really what it does for now, it's just starting, and what it does is pretty much guarantees somebody a parking spot in the classification of lot that they want to be in, whether that's parking deck, long-term parking, whatever. It's not a specific space that's identified.
Oh, okay.
But it is, you have a spot that will definitely be available to you in that lot.
Yeah, and not to, besmirch the reputation of other airports, but there are some airports we know well where sometimes people can't even find a park, and this is going to be nice.
Yeah, I think the fly easy concept, this is just we're taking away yet another unknown that somebody might have, or a fear that they might have coming to the airport.
Absolutely. Up on screen, you can go to flyfrompti.com. That's the main website. Flyfrompti.com has lots of portals you can visit, not only just in in finding out departures and arrivals and all the critical things like that, but also find out what kind of programs and initiatives are going on and who's on the board and all the things you want to know about PTI. And about Kevin. Do you have any personal information about you?
I hope not.
I'm going to put some on there. Kevin Baker, thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
I'll be right back.
I am so
Why
frustrated.
can no one help me?
Waiting
This is
isn't
a
work.
nightmare.
I think it's
Healthcare is broken.
At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, we get it.
Really?
Really. That's why we're making healthcare better for all. Starting with you. Yes, you, Daryl. We're making plans easier to navigate by putting your benefits, prescriptions, and details all in one place. Convinced?
No. But it's a start.
We'll take it. Blue Cross North Carolina. Making healthcare better for all. Starting with you.
Back now on Try Today. I'm so excited about this special guest who has driven down from Raleigh to be with us today. And Laura Everhart is Senior Communications Advisor for Blue Cross Blue Shield North Carolina. Thanks for being here.
Jim, thank you so much for having me, and happy National Nutrition Month.
Yeah, and I see how you got that in, and I didn't realize that until you and Benny sent me the email about that. Now, in what ways, seriously, in what ways Blue Cross Blue Shield North Carolina having a positive impact with members and communities when it comes to nutrition, since we've got this special month going on? Tell me about it.
This is a really important topic to Blue Cross NC because we know that diet-related chronic conditions, food insecurity can all lead to poor health outcomes and then in turn rising healthcare costs. So we're leading a multi-year effort to help improve health through food.
Right.
So this isn't just for communities, this is individual nutritional support because we know it goes broader than just having access to food. People need to know what to do with it, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Is there a specific initiative or support system or program or anything you want to mention or plug that helps people individually and collectively?
Yes, okay, I love this because I just found out about it like a couple of years ago, and actually my family has used it, but many Blue Cross NC members get access to 30 free nutritional counseling visits per year.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great because they can help you with the big things like managing a chronic disease, but then they can help you with the little things like just an individual nutritional plan for you because food's confusing. We hear all about protein these days and this and that.
Right.
What do you do with it? Everybody's different.
Do you offer any support for folks who are unfamiliar with what preparing healthy meals is all about? And I know that might sound like a weird question, but I guess there are people who just, I don't know how to fix this or fix that. What do you do?
No, it's not a weird question because once you have access to that healthy food, what do you do with it? What do you do with it in a way that tastes good to you? So we've been piloting testing kitchens across the state, and we're going to be doing more with
Testing
it.
kitchens.
Testing kitchens. So this is a personalized, culturally relevant way for you to go in, get that cooking class, and figure out how to make meals that taste good to you.
Where are all these kitchens eventually going to be located? Are people going to have pretty good access to them or what?
Yeah, so we have Beyond Blue neighborhood centers across the state, and currently we have them in Boone, Charlotte, Raleigh, Greenville, Fayetteville, so pretty wide breadth across the state.
Right. Now, what's Blue Cross NC doing to try to empower local communities to enhance access to nutritional foods? And because I know there are food deserts in areas.
Yes.
What are you doing in that regard?
So we've long supported community organizations across the state, and including here in Winston-Salem, we've supported the HOPE organization. And I love this because this is an organization that helps get food to schools for children who might be food insecure. So a really important mission that they're doing there. And then also we support local farms that help get food to grocery stores, organizations, schools, for those who might be food insecure and need access to that healthy food.
What led you to a career like this, where you're involved with healthcare and nutrition? And I'm just curious.
It matters. It matters because we know food is medicine, right? And food and nutrition, this is just one piece of a really complex puzzle in helping make healthcare more accessible, more affordable for all North Carolinians. And really, when it comes down to it, everybody deserves their best shot, their best chance to live a healthy life.
It's a great preventative for that. And I can
Absolutely.
see in your eyes that you really like what you're doing. So I guess the final thing is what personal gratification do you get from doing all this?
Oh, wow, that's a great question. I think knowing that you can make a difference for those who most need it is the personal gratification. It's taking resources that we have at Blue Cross NC and doing as much as we can across the state.
Absolutely. Up on screen, bluecrossnc.com. bluecrossnc.com, which has lots of portals you can visit to get all sorts of information about services and programs and initiatives, which I hope you will do. Laura Eberhard, thanks again for making the drive down from Raleigh, and more importantly, for all you're doing to help people.
Thank you for having me, Jim.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this. Hi, I'm Jim Longworth, reminding you that Triad Today also airs on GTN Spectrum Channel 13 and streams on WFMY Plus, free on Roku and Amazon Fire. Back now on Triad Today. Always glad we can spend a few minutes with the good folks from Triad Goodwill who do so much good work in and around the community. With me, two very special guests. One I've known for a long time via email, so this is our first in-person meeting. Christine Gillies is Director of Marketing for Triad Goodwill, and Kathy Cates is Manager of Donation Procurement, also has been on the board for a long time as well. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Christine, let me start with you. Why is it important for everyone to donate items to Goodwill?
Yeah, so it's really important to donate items to Goodwill because we need that to make our mission possible. 85 cents of every dollar that is spent in our stores goes back to our mission of helping people reach their career goals. So we need those donations to make our mission possible.
Right, because you can resell things and use the money to try to do workforce development, all sorts of things that help people that way.
Absolutely.
What do you mean? You sent me an email one day talking about the life cycle of a donated item. What does that mean?
Yeah, so when you donate an item at Triad Goodwill, that item is going to stay in the store for the most part, but it's going to have a 5-week life cycle in our stores where we want to sell it for its intended purpose. So if you donate your suit to us, we want to sell it as a suit. So it has 5 weeks on our shelves. On the 5th week, we will try to sell it for 50% off for our Color of the Week sale.
Okay.
And after that, it'll move into our outlet store, where it's another attempt to keep it out of local landfills, where we sell it at a deep discount for $1.99 a pound if it's clothing.
Now, you also said in that email that you want to talk about recycling. In what way?
Yeah, so recycling is really important to Triad Goodwill. We really want to make sure that those items stay out of local landfills. So if we're not able to sell something in our stores, we're going to try our best to make sure that it has a great second life. So what I brought with us today are, these were once maybe a plate or a mug.
Okay, so yeah, I see some chips off of some, okay, pottery,
So
glass here, whatever, so I can bring that and donate this glass, but if it doesn't sell.
Yes, we have a big machine that is going to crush it, and then you can use this for craft glass, or you can use it to decorate however you want. We just don't want those items going in the landfills.
Okay, now Kathy, let me go over to you for a second. Give me some examples of items that are good to donate.
Well, the rule of thumb is really something that you would loan out to a friend. Gently used or new clothing, furniture, accessories, lamps, books, just basically something that you would share.
Right.
That is that quality.
That you feel good about sharing with
Right.
somebody, a friend.
And that we would have the potential to sell.
All right, then let me do it on the flip side, Kathy. What are some things you should not try to donate?
Well, a lot of it is logical and common sense, like mattresses and used pillows, chemicals, construction items, tube TVs. We do take flat screens, but no tube TVs. And we have that list available for donors as well. So.
Now, what if my company or organization wants to hold a donation drive, or we want to support Goodwill in some way year-round? How do we do that?
Well, that's part of my job, is to recruit those companies to do declutter campaigns. And first and foremost, I want to make sure they understand the mission and the support that they are providing, excuse me, to Goodwill. And they can have a bin in their lobby. It's branded.
They keep it there all year round?
They can, if they want to. They can keep it a week or a year. And we do a lot of events, too, that might be a one-day event where we bring a tractor trailer out.
Right.
And have people bring their donations. And I kind of sell it like convenience.
Yeah.
Bring your stuff to work. You don't have to go to Goodwill. You can just bring it to work.
Yeah, in just a second, Christine, I'm going to put up the website on screen, but as I get ready to do that, Can people, when they go to the website, will they be able to find out where their nearest location is that they can donate? Or
Yes, absolutely. On every page at the bottom of it, you're going to be able to find a list of all of our donation sites, and we just ask that you donate during donation hours and don't leave items unattended.
Okay. Up on screen, triad-goodwill.org. Triad-goodwill.org is the website. Lots of portals to visit to find out all sorts of information about the do's and don'ts and what you can donate. But the main thing is do donate. Please. It's important for the overall mission, which means it helps the whole community. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this.
I got free meals. What do you mean? No, seriously, how much did you pay us? I didn't pay anything. I learned how to cook all of these fresh foods that were delivered to my house. Everything in that grocery bag that's fresh, I had a recipe for it, and I know how to cook. It encouraged us to eat better, to shop better, make better decisions.
Back now on Try Today, and what a pleasure to be speaking with these three wonderful folks. Of course, the two gentlemen you see here all the time, Griff Schuler, David Daggett from Daggett Schuler Attorneys at Law. They're special guests. It's a first-time visitor to the show. Chelsea Kiker's board member of the Down Syndrome Association, and we welcome you, young lady.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
David, let me start with you. We taped this segment in advance. I'm going to tell that to the viewers because if you're watching Saturday morning at 7:30 on ABC 45, you have time to get to something we're going to be talking about. If you're watching Sunday, we're still going to talk about it. It's the Deacon 321-. David, what's special about this Down syndrome event?
Well, what's really special about it this weekend is Saturday is March 21st, 321. Down syndrome is 3 pairs of the 21 chromosome. So Saturday is World Down Syndrome Day.
Right.
It's also the 9th annual Deacon Dash for Down Syndrome, which raises money and awareness for the Down Syndrome Association.
That's it. So let's learn, Chelsea, learn a little bit more about that. What's the mission of the association, if you had to sum it up?
Okay, I would say the mission of the Down Syndrome Association of Greater Winston-Salem is inclusion and embracing the individuals with Down syndrome in our community, connecting families, providing information, tangible resources to help families and members navigate where they are in the journey of Down syndrome, while we pair that with fellowship and ways to engage with communities and other families that are walking the same or similar path as them.
And tell everybody why this is all special to you.
This is all so special to me because I'm the proud mother of a 10-year-old son, Miles Johnson, with Down syndrome.
All right, let's circle back into the association and its mission and sort of tie that into you personally and then also what you represent for other families. What are some specific ways that the association supports Down family?
I would say it supports us best with pairing us with other families that are just like us. So through all life stages, as I said, I'm a mother of a son that is 10 years old, but through childhood to adulthood, we meet families that are going through similar journeys as us through, the medical field or education, entertainment to activities in our local community. We get to have chances and opportunities to engage in fellowship with them while also receiving resources that help us build our knowledge and build our village to help support our children.
So it's been a lot of value to you personally.
It has, yes.
Griff, how has your involvement with Down's community impacted your sense of advocacy and your sense of inclusion in the community?
You know, I'll say this, there just seems like there's so much hatred in the world, and I know we talk about that, but it seems like there's always division, and every single event that you go to with the Down Syndrome Association, there's love. And the power of love that comes out of that, to me personally, it's very, very inspiring, and it makes you want to be involved. And the parents have such great fun when they get together, and every single time that I've been able to be at an event, it just warms my heart, frankly, because there's so much love there, and it's so countercultural to what you see outside of that environment.
Right. David, am I mistaken? You were awarded, it was a big award from Down Syndrome Association for your involvement. Now, what impact did that have on you?
Now, it touched my heart. I've been involved with Down Syndrome Association for a long time. I had a cousin with Down syndrome that I learned a lot I'm gonna cry. Chelsea, that I learned a lot of lessons from. And the biggest lesson, Chelsea touched on it, was the message of acceptance and inclusion. But it's not that we accept and include them, it's that they accept and include us with no judgment whatsoever. And it's such a beautiful thing. And I feel honored to be involved with the Down Syndrome
Chelsea, very
Association.
quickly, I know we're talking about the event is going on as people are watching in some cases, depending on whether they watch Saturday or Sunday, but very quickly, I think you have something come up in May?
Yes, we have the Starlight Gala that is in May. It is a fun-filled night where you put on your best and then you come and enjoy delicious food, wonderful speakers, a very lively dance floor.
Yes.
What if I don't have my best?
Well, you just come with a smile on your face.
And they better hurry up because it sells out.
Yeah.
It's a great event.
Up on screen, DSAGWS.org is the website, Down Syndrome Association Greater Winston-Salem. Please visit that. And also DaggettShurelaw.com, 724-1234 if you should need these services of these gentlemen, David and Griff, and especially Chelsea. Thanks for all you're doing.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
At Sutton Brothers, we're confident we can help you solve your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs.
So confident that we'll fix it or it's free. Our highly trained technicians will diagnose your problem and fix it with either a repair or replacement.
And if we can't fix it, you won't pay the trip fee.
So the next time you have a problem, call us.
We'll make sure you're completely satisfied.
Guaranteed.
Call Sutton Brothers today and be confident things will be done right. Schedule online at suttonbros.com.
Major funding for Triad today comes from Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina, making health care better for all. The Roundtable is brought to you by Sutton Brothers, locally owned and operated and serving all of your HVAC, plumbing, and electrical needs. Back now on Triad Today, just about time for the Roundtable. With a quick shout out to the good folks here at the Kernersville Auto Museum. Get your tickets now, $25 to come in on April the 25th. To see a great lecture, see these replica cars from the great race of 1908. You will love this event, and it helps raise funds for the museum. Okay, with me, of course, Ogie Overman, David Daggett, who you saw earlier on the segment, and our good buddy Keith Granberry. Guys, let's get to it. Last Friday, canvassing of votes was completed in the state Senate primary race between Republicans Phil Berger and Sam Page. Page still held a 23-point vote lead. Berger, of course, has asked for a recount. Now, beyond that, he has until March 25th to file legal challenges to the final count. And there's sort of indications he might do that. What's your prediction on that, Ogie?
I predict it'll drag out for about a year. Berger will try to pull every string and loophole he can possibly find, and then try to find some more after he's exhausted all of them. You know how he is.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. It seems like it's the culture now that we lose, and we're not good losers. Mm-hmm. We prolong and make a mess. Unfortunately, it makes people trust the system less and less and less. That's unfortunate for all of us.
Mr. Granberry.
He's definitely going to drag it out, and he definitely is going to contest it, even though he lost.
All right, during the certification process in Guilford County, this one gets me. 2 ballots were thrown out which did not affect the Senate race. However, those 2 ballots were from people who early voted and then unfortunately died prior to the March 3rd election day. Should North Carolina law be changed so that a ballot is counted even if the person dies after early voting? Ogie.
Yes, that law has got to be changed, Jim. People, and this is real, they know they're terminal. And you're voting for the future, not for the next week.
Absolutely.
Their vote should absolutely count.
Yeah, this is staggering. David.
Yeah. I think it should count. It was validly cast. It should be validly counted.
Yeah, Keith.
Yep.
It says votes counted. You actually voted, so it should count. You can't undo a vote that already had been voted.
But they do.
It's wrong, and they should stop it.
All right, we talked about this when it was being proposed. Now it's come to fruition. What I'm talking about, a commission of private citizens had just been appointed, which will monitor the finances of the Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools, which you know got into that whole $46 million debacle that they mismanaged. Are you okay with having a commission to do what the school board should be doing, Ogie?
Well, the school board's not doing it. I mean, they might as well try something. They're certainly not doing it.
David.
I don't think we should have the commission. However, if it puts confidence back in the minds of the public and is helpful in that way, maybe there's a useful reason for it.
Keith.
I don't think it's going to put confidence back. I think the board should do what they were elected to do, and they should. And if you don't find a new board, and what happened to all of this money? No one is still talking about where this money is.
Yeah. The state of Florida has won its appeal and is now enforcing a 2023 law that keeps children from attending drag queen shows or story hours by drag queens. Would you like to see North Carolina enact and enforce that same law, Ogie?
No. They're going to keep them from watching RuPaul's Drag Race on TV?
Well, I don't know.
Hey, come on,
David.
get real, people.
This sounds to me like a solution in search of a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't seem like it's that big a deal that we need to legislate this and have court hearings, and it doesn't make sense to
Mr.
me.
Granberry.
This is all political. This is only for a commercial. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. With all the interest in the Epstein files, Senator Chuck Schumer has proposed a bill that would eliminate the statute of limitations for human trafficking and sex crimes. Is this a good idea? Because on the surface it sounds like it, or do we still need some sort of time limits on reporting and prosecuting sex crimes? Ogie.
I'm vacillating on that one, Jim. I think the reason behind it is that a lot of women really are traumatized by the event, and it takes them years and years to pull it together to press charges. So maybe there shouldn't be a time limit.
David.
Well, it's trafficking and sex crimes. And the trafficking, to me, there should not be a statute of limitations, because you need to have a critical mass of people willing to come forward together, and that takes time. On the sex crimes, I think it should be the level of the crime that should be designated, and I think that there should be exceptions based on the level of the accusations.
Get rid of statute of limitations for sex trafficking and such, Keith?
No. I think there should be limitations. I mean, I've seen cases where 30 years later, people have come forward and accused someone of something, and all of a sudden they're done when if it was that heinous, you would come forward.
All right, finally, guys,
then.
researchers at New York University say that you will age faster if you associate with obnoxious people who hassle you all the time. Guys, do you know any obnoxious person who is causing you to age faster? Ogie.
Well, I know plenty, but I don't associate with them anymore. I've gotten rid of all of the people like that, Jim. Every one of them.
David.
Nobody.
Yeah, there's not too many of them around, but I find some at the other end of the spectrum also.
Wait a minute.
Keith, do you have any obnoxious people that make you age faster?
Well, I got several. I got one who's on billboards all over the city, who has a handsome face, who does Iron Man.
Yeah.
I got one who is who
We
has
get
these
it. We get it.
ties, and then I have the most obnoxious person in the world talking right now.
We get it.
I'm looking at him as we speak.
That's all the time we have.
As we
Fortunately,
speak, I'm looking at him.
Except for this. A man in Texas has just been arrested for he cheated in a fishing tournament. Cheated in a fishing tournament by putting weights inside the fish he had caught. The man got arrested. They said, "What do you think?" He said, "It's a load of crappie." See, crappie's a fish. Crappie's a fish. We're all of us here except for Keith. I'm Jim Longworth. We'll see you next week.